Marvel Studios recently revealed some brand new photos from Tom Holland when he first suited up as Spider-Man for Captain America Civil War. Now this of course was a different suit than what we would end up getting in the final version of the film and his first MCU suit. So let's talk about the changes that were made and of course how this came to be. I think it's pretty safe to say that Tom Holland's Spider-Man suit has seen quite a few interesting redesigns in the MCU. And even from the initial original suit that he wore on set, which again, we had a few pictures of, but they weren't really this good or this detailed of what the suit looks like. And quite clearly, if you look at it, it's different enough that you can tell that this is sort of the framework for what we would get in Spider-Man Homecoming and Civil War before it. Now looking at this, quite clearly you can tell what elements they decided to keep and what they decided to do away with. The Spider-Man logo on the chest is completely different. This almost looks like something out of a fan film, if you will, and you can tell that he has black raised webbing very prominently throughout the suit. And the blues were of course even much darker, same thing with the reds. Again, this was changed in the final costume, and we see here another photo they released of the mocap suit in its entirety. Again, we know that they did some reshoots and then eventually would cover this entire suit with CG. Now again, this isn't anything new. If you guys remember the Spider-Man toy that was featured in the Civil War pack, we knew right then and there that something was off because that toy looked more like this actual suit he wore on set, and that's because the early designs and what was sent to manufacturers was this suit. The change to what we would get in Homecoming and Civil War was made in the final stages of production, so things changed pretty rapidly during development. I will say the one thing I do like about this is the raised webbing. I don't like how far it's raised, but I do like that it gives him more depth. And if there's one complaint about MCU Spidey that I think most people have, even when he's wearing the physical suit, it's that he sometimes just looks fake because of the nature of it not having any depth and layer to it. That's why the Raimi suit and the TASM suits had raised webbing to such a degree and took different colors and shadowing between them and underneath them and on the side so they could give it the element of depth so you could look at it. I understand physically and what the suit was meant to do in the MCU, of course, confine to his body and look like it's just on him and not really be baggy. But I think that took some of the elements away from it, from making it look real, which of course you even see now with cosplayers. Like the MCU suit just doesn't look real when a cosplayer wears it, even if it's a screen accurate one, just because of the CG process. So this is an interesting look into the suit we could have had that probably I think some people would have enjoyed a lot more than what we got.